We're here today to talk to Professor Rob Robson about encapsulation. So Rob, what is encapsulation? That's a pretty big word actually.
Encapsulation means holding data inside an object so that it travels as part of the object. But it also means how to protect your data from tampering, as not only does it encapsulate your data and hold it inside an object, but it protects it from being accessed and possibly changed by others. Now, we can represent the information about a person by storing the person's name and age and encapsulating it inside a class.
Why is it important that others not be able to access and modify your data?
In the early days of computing, all data was public and it could be accessed by anyone. Sadly, they found that other programmers would come along and modify your data without really understanding what they were doing, and as a result they would break the code. This created bugs which were actually extremely difficult to find.
How can you stop other programmers from breaking your code though?
Simple. You put a lock on it so that they can't get at it. We can declare the data inside the class to be private so that no one outside the class can access it.
Wait a second, that means no one can access the data at all. How do you fix that?
You can fix that by providing public methods which access the data, and you don't provide any methods to alter the data so that they can read it but they can't change it. Now other programmers can access the data but they can't modify it.
Yeah, but what if the age has to be changed when, say, for example, the person has a birthday?
Well, to allow that, we can provide a method that is going to increment the age by 1. Inside that method, we can also do some checks on the data to make sure it's reasonable, such as the person not being too old. If the data is unreasonable, then we can simply, or we can send a message to a person who tried to create it or set the data and tell them that their data is not the right type.
How is this different from having everything public then?
Well, now you provided public methods where people can access the name, but they can't change it. And they can both access the age and they change it, but only using the methods supplied by the author of a class. So everything is now controlled by the person who wrote the methods. And they control access to all the data inside the class. Now, the method to change the age was carefully crafted so that the integrity of the data was checked while you perform this operation. And that's how you make sure that the data stored in the class is actually correct.
This sounds pretty interesting. How would that look as Java code?
Well, when we create the Java code, we declare the data to be private and the methods to be public. So that means no one can access the data outside the class, but they can access the methods, which are public. And the data which is private can only be modified by the class or by the methods inside the class, which have the ability to get at their own data. Outside the class, the only way you can touch the data is by going through the public methods. So as a result, the data methods are encapsulated inside the object, and access is restricted so that people outside the class can only access it via the public methods.
I see that now. Well, Rob, thanks for the explanation.
You're welcome, Dan.